coming to you live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Tonight, the opening round of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. And our first game tonight sees the Blue Devils of Leominster play host to the Hawks of Hudson. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Grigarty, joined as always by Dan Bolak. Dan, should be an entertaining night of hockey here on FATV as we kick off this very important tournament.
Absolutely, the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. It's been a long-time tradition around the holiday season, been taking place for about 20 years in memory of Mark Bushnoe, who was a assistant coach with the Lunenburg Ayer program. This was long enough ago, back when they were just Lunenburg Ayer. You know, he was a longtime assistant coach, passed away tragically in 2000 at the age of just 39 from heart failure. And the LAS program puts on this tournament every year. Leominster takes part every year. Monty Tech Fitchburg takes part every year. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, of course, it's their tournament. They take part every year. We'll be seeing the latter two games in our second game. And always a fourth team from outside the area gets invited. And this year it's Hudson who has been invited to play the role of the fourth team.
Hudson comes in with a record 3-0-1 on the season. Season just getting underway for the Hawks. They are on top of the Russell Conference, just ahead of Blackstone Valley Tech. They played a war, and that is a quote. Very recently came out with a tie in that game. Hudson undefeated on the season, again 3-0-1 coming into this matchup tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty clear the two top teams in the Russell Conference, Hudson and Blackstone Valley Tech. Now, Blackstone Valley Tech, they're a relatively new program by themselves. I believe it's only their third season playing by themselves. They were a longtime co-op partner with Grafton, but the program basically grew too big, and so they were forced to split up into two separate teams once it was clear that both schools could sustain their own programs. And they basically divided and became two very solid programs. BVT has always been a challenging team since they've become a solo program. Last year they were 16-4. They got a home game in Division III playoffs. And Hudson, their team that's pretty resurgent. A few years ago, Hudson was a team that was winless. But with Mike Narnowicz returning to the fold, he was the head coach for 31 years, stepped away for a couple of years. He came back to Hudson last season, and they turned it around pretty quickly. 13-9 record last season. They're 3-0-1 this year. 367 career wins for the 33-year head coach, Mike Narnowicz.
Hudson comes in again, record 3-0-1 on the season. Leominster on the other end of that, unfortunately, they are 0-3 in the Coughlin Conference. They're at the bottom of the Coughlin, trailing Gardner and Oakmont. Still looking for their first win of the season are the Blue Devils.
It's been a little bit of a challenge for Leominster. You know, the numbers aren't as good as they would like. They've got 19 players right now. They have one goaltender as their backup. Taven Linus ended up transferring to Greenfield. They lost a couple other players in the transfer process going to St. Bernard's, but they still have 19 players who are game to play. We talked with Coach Frank Mooney and assistant Todd Wood before the game, and they were mentioning, you know, the attitudes are great and how the team's playing. You know, they acknowledge that some of the players are playing larger roles than they probably would have expected at this point in their high school careers. And obviously, a couple of challenging matchups to open up the season. You look at, you know, Littleton Bromfield is always a good team. They lost 9-1 to the Tigers, lost 7-3 to Oakmont on the 21st, then most recently against Gardner, an 8-0 shutout here in Fitchburg. So they're looking to bounce back, but obviously Hudson on a bit of the up and up. But then again, you know, a few years ago, 3 years ago, in fact, during the 21-22 season, these two teams played. Leominster won that game in a season where Hudson ultimately went winless, and Hudson now is seeing that resurgent side of them. And, you know, they say high school sports is cyclical, and it may be a matter of time before Leominster is able to finally get onto that upper end of the cycle.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the cyclical nature of, you know, academic sports at any level, particularly here, central Massachusetts. You can be riding high one season, maybe 2 seasons, a bunch of kids graduate. If you're not constantly churning, constantly generating new talent through that 8th grade freshman pipeline, it can turn around quickly.
So you look at Leominster, they've got a couple of players to keep our eyes on. Jacob Turner's the big one. He's a junior, listed as a defenseman, but he can play anywhere on the ice. He's a 200-foot player, had 11 goals last season for the Blue Devils. This year already 2 goals and 2 assists. He's factored into all 4 of the Leominster goals thus far in this campaign.
Lucas Renda, 4 goals and an assist for him last campaign. Already 3 points on the board as well. He's got a goal and 2 assists. Johnny Denning has a goal as well for the Blue Devils. You look at the other side for Hudson, the number that jumps out to me is 11 points for Jordan Sousa. Already 6 goals, 5 assists for him, and he's just a sophomore, Dan.
Yep, and already wearing an alternate captain's patch as well. Him and Timmy O'Malley already given those A patches as just sophomores, so it shows how much trust that the team has in those players and how much faith they Coach Mike Nenardowicz and everybody else with the Hudson program has in them.
You want to talk about trust in the youth for Hudson? How about Braden Diodato, the 8th grader from Tohoto? Hudson co-ops with them. The 8th grader from Tohoto is a starter for the Hawks. Braden Diodato, an 8th grader, starting tonight for Hudson.
Get 3 goals and an assist. You know, you see that sometimes. You get some really gifted players, and sometimes you're in fortunate circumstances that you're able to get them into the varsity lineup a little earlier. Tohoto is a 6 through 12 school, so Hudson by right can use the 8th grader in Diodato. They don't have to ask for a waiver to use him. And we saw a similar thing last season with the Lunenburg-Ayer Shirley team when head coach Eric Short's son Drew was playing as an 8th grader for the Blue Knights. He was the leading scorer for that team, but he doesn't return as a freshman this year as he's going to Winchendon Academy now to play with his older brother Ben, who is a Merrimack commit.
Folks, we absolutely encourage you, if you're in the Fitchburg area, to come on down to the Wallace Civic Center just off John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg. But if you happen to know anyone in Leominster or Hudson, or indeed anywhere, who might want to watch this or the other game tonight in the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament, we absolutely encourage you to go to fatv.org. FATV, of course, is also available on your Apple TV, your Fire TV, your Roku devices, streaming online. We're pretty much everywhere, Dan.
Absolutely. fatv.org/watch-FATV if you want more information on watching on more than just your laptop, basically, or your phone. All the information that you need to watch on your phone, your over-top devices, and fatv.org/civic will take you directly to the live stream feed.
And you know what, folks? Just in case anyone is concerned about any sort of bias or favoritism here, I want to set the record straight, okay? I grew up in Marlborough, hating the Hawks of Hudson. Dan, you grew up in Fitchburg, hating the Blue Devils of Leominster. We hate everybody here tonight. It's a completely fair, unbiased broadcast coming to you tonight here on FATV.
I mean, hate is a relative term in this case.
Yeah. Is high school sports rivalries from, you know, a person who dropped out of high school 20 years ago, in my case. So, you know.
And in my case, I didn't even go to the school that is the heavy rival with Leominster.
Exactly. Our tongue is firmly planted in our cheek, collectively speaking. I don't know where your cheek's been.
I'm just looking for a good matchup between these two teams. I always enjoy getting to broadcast these games in which, you know, as we said, this is a sort of a neutral game for us. Like I said, there's no Fitchburg teams involved in this particular game, but it's always a privilege to be able to call these games. I've always enjoyed doing those back when I was calling games for Fitchburg State and they had their season opening tournament. I always enjoyed calling those neutral games that Fitchburg State wasn't involved in. And remember Hockey Day in the Burg, we did a couple of those games involving the prep schools with Milton Academy, Pomfret, St. George's. We got to do those games, and those were fun as well.
Absolutely.
To get to see, you know, a completely different cast of teams, of players, and so on and so forth. So it's really nice to see that, and we'll be seeing these teams tomorrow as well.
Yes, should mention that this is a tournament. After all, the winners of today's games will turn around and play tomorrow. There will be a consolation third place game, and then the championship game. We'll have more information on those games for you as the night goes on.
Absolutely.
Teams are just about ready for the introductions. Leominster, as you see, is on the left side of the ice to begin tonight. They're in the white jerseys. And we'll send it down to our public address announcer, Jim LaPointe, for the player introductions.
Tonight's first game features the Hudson Hawks versus the Leominster Blue Devils. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Hawks, at left wing, number 4, Thomas Chamberlain. At right wing, number 20, Braden Diodato. Starting at center, number 6, Devin Morton. Defense, number 15, Luke Lewis. Defense, number 19, Owen Nenardowicz. And in goal for the Hawks, number 33, Brandon Garcia. The head coach for Hudson is Mike Nenardowicz. And now for the Leominster Blue Devils, starting at right wing, number 10, Johnny Denning. At center, number 17, Lucas Renda. Left wing, number 16, Jacob Nicholson. Defense, number 12, Caden Byington. At defense, number 7, Tyler Woods. And in goal for the Devils, number 31, Logan Wood. Head coach for Leominster is Frank Mooney. Officials for tonight's game, Keith Hughes and Dan Mahoney. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time I would ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. We're just about ready for the first of 2 games tonight in the opening round of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament as the Blue Devils of Leominster play host to the Hawks of Hudson. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bullock. Dan, we are just about ready for an exciting night of hockey.
Absolutely. We've got 2 games for you today, 2 games for you tomorrow. So this game coming up first, and then at 6:30 we'll have the latter game, Lunenburg-Hayes-Shirley playing host to Monty Tech Fitchburg. The 2 winners of today's games will play each other tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and the 2 losers of today's game will play each other tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Coverage of all 4 of those games, of course, on FATV. If you're in town, we certainly encourage you, again, come on down tonight or tomorrow to the Wallace Civic Center, directly adjacent to the freshly domed planetarium.
Freshly painted, now in Falcon Green.
It's a very nice color. I like it. It's striking.
Absolutely. Leominster in the home white uniforms. The blue numbers, black and blue trim will go left to right in this first period of action. Hudson in the road red uniforms with white numbering stripes and trim will go from right to left. Big Boston University vibes I see on those Hudson jerseys. Always a classic look for the Hawks.
It's a tremendous one. We got an attractive game of hockey here tonight. Looks like they're having a little bit of an issue on the right side boards, just getting that door closed. There was a bit of trouble, Dan, I think is fair to say, with the ice shaver before the game.
Yep, the ice resurfacer had some issues before the game. There was also I think a slight clattering of the door by the ice resurfacer as well as they originally came onto the ice.
I certainly hope it was slight. That's the door they're having trouble getting closed right now. So, bit of a delay as we get underway here.
Yes, we are. Normally a game like this would have started around 4:40. We are about
It's just after 5. So.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes behind schedule. So if you had tuned in at 4:30, ready for some hockey, yes, we have been delayed a little bit.
Well, you know what they say, Dan, the waiting is the hardest part. Every day you get one more hockey door closed. We'll take that on faith.
It's the hardest part. You know, the Hudson assistant coaches had to help with a little bit of ice maintenance as they were trying to get it all straightened away. So they've been very nice guests too, and they haven't even dropped the puck yet.
Mentioned Hudson, the wild card team, I guess you could say. This tournament traditionally hosted by Lunenburg Air Shirley. Fitchburg Monty Tech, or Monty Tech Fitchburg, as they are now known, plays part every year. Leominster plays part every year. And hey, it used to be another team that I, at Marlboro High School, used to grow up hating. Assabet was here the past few years.
Indeed they were, and it's been some different teams every, and again, occasionally they even reach outside of Central Mass. I know Hopkinton won this tournament a number of years ago. And this is a tournament that's been put on for about 20 years now. A long-standing tournament, always a nice tradition to close off the year just after Christmas time.
Yeah, these early season tournaments are something I really enjoy about scholastic sports. I mean, you've got the season opening tournaments for like NCAA men's basketball. There are plenty of those. You mentioned Fitchburg State Hockey hosted a tournament here at the Civic Center for a number of years. It's good, it's fun.
Looking at the other end, I see Easton Minardi's already arrived. He's got his home jersey with him. I think they're going to be wearing the other jerseys tonight, though, so hopefully he's got the other red jersey that'll go instead. But again, that's the goalie for Monty Tech Fitchburg, one of the goalies. They've got the door fixed, and Jim LaFoyt lets off the goal horn to celebrate.
It's a celebratory moment. We're ready for hockey. Let's start the Bushnoe already.
All right, everything in order there on the right side end with the doors. I would hope and imagine our referees, Keith Hughes and Dan Maloney, having a look at that, making sure that's in order. Now as Joker and the Thief wraps up, we can drop the puck. And we can begin the 2024 Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. Blue Devils win the opening draw. Out on the far side, Caden Byington. Pass off for Tyler Woods on the left side. His pass off to the far side, looking for Jacob Nicholson. Too far away, bounces off the boards. Settled down by Brandon Garcia. Left it there for a Hawk. Now Hudson will break it up on the middle of the ice. That's Devin Morden. Sends it cross ice into the right wing corner. Nobody there. Originally shot. Goes off of Woods' pad, off the post, and ricochets out of the net. Does not go in. Already a quick chance there for Hudson. Players getting tangled up on the far side. Byington trying to push it back into the zone. Delayed offside against Leominster. Can't tag up. A couple of them don't really seem to get the memo.
I don't think Nicholson knows that he needs to clear the zone.
Now back up the other way. Hudson with the shot. That is blocked down in front. That was Owen Nardwich, senior defenseman, also a captain for this Hudson side. He's, of course, the son of head coach Mike. On the left side, Luke Lewis. Tosses it around the boards to the right side. Nicholson might get there first for Leominster. He's able to send Tom Chamberlain into the boards. And Leominster able to bring it up ice. And there's our first shot on target of the game coming from Byington. It's punched away by Brandon Garcia.
Johnny Denning took a hard hit, went down to the ice rather awkwardly for Leominster. He's on the bench now, grabbing at his left arm. We'll take a look at him. He's tough. He's a hockey player. He'll presumably be back.
There's Jacob Turner up the middle of the ice. Tries to split two defensemen. He's factoring all 4 goals for Leominster this season in the early going. Trying to keep it in on the right side, Dylan Gaudreau. Wasn't quite able to do that, but Leominster was able to tag up. Get back on side. Timmy O'Malley moves it along on the right side for Hudson. Picked up near side, Jordan Souza. He's the leading scorer. 6 goals, 5 assists for the Hawks this year, and just a sophomore. He's sent into the boards. And now carried around on the right side, top of the right circle, thrown out to the left side. With holding, waiting, trying to put a pass across. And that was Souza, but nobody there on the other side for Hudson to receive. 12:45 to go in the first period, no score. 1 shot on this contest is Leominster's. Sean Foley having a little bit of trouble handling the puck there, moves it along, finds Ryan Devaney on the center of the ice. There's Souza with a touch pass onto the near side for O'Malley. O'Malley digs it out, brings it up the left side, past the blue line, being harassed from behind by Isaac Rosado. We're on the board to the right side, Caden Byington. Picks it up on the right side. Gaudreau trying to flick it out of the zone. He'll come up ice on the right side. Here is Rosado. Takes a hit in the boards from Luke Lewis. Around to the left side corner. Centering button right off the mark. And Byington will have to retrieve that puck.
The longer this game goes, Dan, without a whistle, we're past 3 minutes now, the more pressing it is for these young players of Leominster to maintain their discipline. good changes, good puck handling. They need to keep up with the flow of the game.
Timmy O'Malley gets the first shot on target for Hudson in this contest, and that one was stopped by Wood. Dumped down the ice, just misses the net by a couple of feet and will go for icing.
Does it count as the curse of the commentator when you talk about how the game's gone 3 minutes without a whistle and then 10 seconds later there's icing?
I mean, as play goes on, and the percentages, the probability of a stoppage in play approaches 1.
This is true. It's the same logic behind me buying all those Mega Millions tickets.
Yes, the more tickets you buy, the probability of you winning approaches 1, and
That's
eventually
right.
you are guaranteed to win. The problem is you'll have ended up spending more than...
Somebody's gotta, man. You know?
We have our first penalty of the contest. We'll go against Leominster as Byington goes to the box. We'll get the call from Jim LaPointe, as Hudson will have the first power play of the contest with 11:38 to go in the first period in a currently scoreless game. It was slashing, based on the gesture you've told me, because I was looking down when the official made the gesture.
I was 90% sure that that was the gesture for slashing, but I figured I'd bounce it off you first.
Cleared down the ice behind the net, Nenardowicz leaves it on the left side. Here's Timmy O'Malley with a burst of speed. O'Malley into the zone up to the left circle. Still going, still skating around, now on the right side. Drops back for Nenardowicz. Back out to the right circle. Now O'Malley in the corner. Mr. LaPointe confirms it is in fact slashing. It's held on the left side. O'Malley for Nenardowicz. Shot through traffic, loose out in front. But Wood able to stand strong and keep it out, and Leominster clears it down.
Great job by Max Crossman. That puck was loose just inches from the goal line. He was able to pick it up and just flick it down the ice. Get rid of that live grenade.
50 to go in the power, 10:30 to go in the first. No scores. O'Malley regains the zone again. He's had a lot of touches on the puck already in the first 5 minutes of this contest, going for the cross-ice one-timer, trying to feed Luke Lewis in the right side, but it hops off his stick. Lewis trying to pick it up on that right side boards. Shakes off a hit from Turner. Right side, Sean Foley. Tries to move it along to the point. Popped up in the air. Glove down by the Hawks. Jordan Souza moves it left side. Now cross ice, one-timer blocked. Turner getting in the way of that, and he's getting on his horse. Up the left side, trying to put some moves on. Gets the shot off and puts it wide of Garcia. Jacob Molloy on the left side getting a small touch on it. Good to be taken by O'Malley. O'Malley up the center of the ice with 5 seconds to go on the power play. Tried a drop pass there for Devaney. Couldn't get a shot off. Byington's out of the box. Back to full strength are the Blue Devils, and Byington is offside. As he was trying to time that pass, but they ruled he was into the zone before the puck. And since that pass came from deep in the Leominster end, the faceoff has to go all the way down to the Leominster end with 9:32 to go in the first.
That was a big opportunity for the Blue Devils. Caden Byington just out of the box. Looked like a wide receiver open downfield. He just put his hand up, called for the puck. Couldn't time the pass right, though.
Didn't come with enough pace, so he got into the zone first. And that's the offside given. This one dumped down the ice. It'll flutter and die before the goal line. Nenardowicz will be first to arrive for the Hawks. Pass up ice. They're taken all the way down by Xavier Perez of Leominster. Tries to pass it along. Braden Massey with a touch on, but now taken away. Denning with a shot, saved by Garcia. On the right side, pass up, but taken in the left point and kept in by Tyler Woods around the boards to the right side. Now taken back by Nicholson. He tries to put a shot towards goal, but it deflects wide. Denning with a touch, nothing more than that. Hawks trying to force their way up on the right side. Here's Nenardowicz getting into the zone. Nenardowicz going right towards goal. Wood thought he had it covered. It wasn't covered. Now he's able to gather it in with a little help from his friends.
Got to be a terrifying moment for a goalkeeper, Dan. You think you've got the puck covered up, and then you see it just outside your glove, and your own teammate is essentially taking a shot, trying to cover it up under your blocker.
Yeah, at that point, just trying to wedge it under your body. He can't cover it up himself. That would be a penalty shot. So instead, he's got to try to get it under your body. so that it is properly covered. You always want to be careful if you're that player in that position trying to do that, as it's sent all the way around the boards and down for icing. 8:39 to go in the first. No score. Shots 3 apiece. 3 15-minute periods here in Massachusetts high school ice hockey. A couple of conferences play 17s, but Central Mass doesn't do that.
17's weird.
It's the most that the NFHS will allow, and allowed by option. I think there are a couple of conferences that do it. The Catholic Conference, I know, is one.
Well, and I can say this because I grew up Catholic. Catholics.
They want to get their money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Down the right wing corner, back in the Hudson end, Devin Morden digging it out. Pass up, here's Tom Chamberlain. Gains the red line, dumps in from there, puts it wide of Logan Wood. Out to the near side, now squirting into the slot. There's a higher riser there from Foley, goes over the net. On the left side, bounce off a couple of sticks. And Dylan Gaudreau pushing it into the zone. Sean Foley will pick it up. Pass intercepted there by Leominster. But just got to try to turn around, get themselves a chance to shoot. There is a shot from Turner. Goes off the body and wide. Now another shot from bad angle. Makes its way in the direction of goal. Here's Chamberlain for the Hawks. Up on the left side. Into the zone, shot sticked away by Wood. Now thrown down to the slot, but Leominster gets the first touch on it. Now thrown back towards goal. Wood has to get his paddle down and shut that one down. It's getting perilously close to him. On the right side, now up to the middle. Here's O'Malley, holding, gets a shot. May have gotten a piece of wood, but ultimately ends up going wide of the cage. Now back in the slot again, another chance. Goes just wide of the goal. A few quick shots for Hudson on this run of play. They've got 7-2, the Blue Devils 4. Here's the 8th shot. No, it wouldn't be the 8th shot, only if it was on target. That one was wide to the right.
I think if Souza had it to do over again, Dan, he would have taken that shot a lot more quickly. Took an extra handle, gave the goaltender a chance to set up, wound up shooting it over his head.
Luke Lewis is able to make another stop. Well, let's see. Luke Lewis gets another shot off. That Wood stops, and then it's sent down for icing. Remember, in NFHS hockey, you may change lines after an icing. Can't do that at higher levels, but at this level you can. And so for teams, you'll see they'll ice the puck as a way to just try to relieve some pressure. They win the draw, and there's a shot by Souza and a nice glove save by Logan Wood. Wood's a senior goalkeeper. Last year had a 1-in-15 record, goals against around .628, save percentage around .850 or so. Some estimated numbers at play there. Not every arena reports the shots on goal totals in the final box scores. There's a loose puck deep in the slot, but Hudson just can't get quite on it. They've really been dictating pace of play the last few minutes. A chance out in front and a loose puck that ends up going wide and finally cleared out. You can see Leominster really wants to try to strike in transition. Byington with a lot of pace on his strides. Around to the far side. Now back around to the near side. Shots 9-4 in favor of Hudson, but still scoreless, under 6 to go in the first.
Blue Devils just have not been able to maintain possession in the offensive zone for more than a minute or so. Shot here, save made, bounces wide.
Garcia trying to get on top of that puck, but it squirts away from him. But Hudson able to carry it out of the zone. Here's Souza. He'll take a shot on, stopped by Wood. Bounces out, and Jacob Turner able to pick it up. Turner's a defenseman by trade, but I feel on a bunch of other teams he'd probably be a forward with how much he gets into the play. I think he's more of a defenseman just out of desperation more than anything. Here's Chamberlain. Was able to shake off one guy, got a shot off, goes wide to the right of Wood.
Braden Diodato tried to poke that one into the corner. Puck just bounced over his stick.
Hudson regains the zone on the right side. Draw pass from Diodato and a shot from the right side. Wood makes the save there.
Leominster has been playing this game, Dan, with their backs against the wall almost all the time. They've done a really good job of it. But you have to wonder how long they can hold out.
A lot of hockey still to be played as there's a shot on the right side. Ricochets off the boards. Isaac Rosado for the Blue Devils. Around on the far side, Gaudreau with just a touch on it. A shot from the right side, gloved by Wood, and he'll hold for another draw. 4:30 to go in the first. Still no score. Shots 12-5 now in favor of Hudson.
Glove save there by Wood gives the Blue Devils a chance to change, catch their breath. It's been almost constant assault by Hudson. Leominster, even playing shorthanded for a little while, has been able to weather the storm. But two very important words, Dan, so far.
So far, as Renda gets kicked out of the face-off because Byington was an extra man on the ice. Have to put in, change up the center. The shot ends up going right into the equipment of Xavier Perez. And Perez will just skate right off the ice. So instead of having to play the game of trying to find the puck there, but he's going right to the locker room, so wasn't very happy with where that hit him, and he felt like he was going to need some attention immediately. You're saying it might have gone off of his neck?
I think I saw the officials down on the ice indicating that way, that he took that puck right off the neck.
Off the neck and then right into his equipment. So it goes straight to the locker room. They have to get a new puck. And they'll drop the puck there, and Hudson can't do anything with that as Leominster pushes it up ice. Tried to find Renda, couldn't keep it on his stick. Taken away by the Hawks. Here's Devaney on the right side. His shot disrupted. Blue Devils trying to come back the other way, trying to create a 3-on-2. Just couldn't quite get everything on the same page and everything in its proper line. Tyler Woods off the boards, out of the zone. Hudson will have to tag up. Here's Foley, the red line. Ended up hitting his own guys. He tried to get it back into the zone as Cam McGuire ended up a little worse for wear out of that.
Yeah, McGuire was headed for the bench. He takes a puck off the shoulder, turns around and goes, "What happened? I got hit. What happened?"
Not what you're expecting to see when you're changing off for a line change. Chamberlain trying to take it away there. Blue Devils able to move it around on the right side. The far side of the ice, pushing.
Do you think we could get a message to Hudson and ask Braden Diodato to cover his freaking pad? His pad is obscuring the number on the back of his shirt. It's awful.
That'll happen sometimes. Shot stopped by Wood. Puck ricochets high into the air, lands behind the net. Out to the right side, another shot. Glove by Wood, loose, and then whistle there. Stoppage play with 3:01 to go in the first. Still scoreless. I think they signaled that last one was played with a high stick. They'll bring the faceoff all the way down to one side of Brandon Garcia. Garcia this year, 3-0-1 record. He's got one shutout. Estimated goals against, 175, and save percentage estimated around 922. Well, the DCU Center didn't report shot numbers.
Rude.
Now Hudson trying to get in transition there, just didn't quite get everybody on the same page. A little discombobulated and now back into their own end. Broken up by Rosado. He takes a shot towards goal, stopped by Garcia. And he'll hold for a draw. Garcia was the second choice last year behind Wyatt Cutler, who graduated. So Garcia getting the nod in the early going this season. He's really put a stranglehold on the starting job. He's also just a sophomore in net for the Hawks. Timmy O'Malley in the right wing corner of the Leominster end. Put out in front, tried to find the one-timer, didn't get there. Owen Nenardowicz's shot deflects into the netting and out of play.
Ryan Devaney, Dan, is going to be kicking himself after that exchange of play. Hudson had a chance at a 3-on-1 coming into the zone. Puck bounced off of Devaney's stick, and then Devaney had another chance for a one-timer, took the shot, basically swing and a miss.
Hudson has definitely had some issues controlling the puck. Leominster's also had issues getting the correct number of players on the ice after a whistle, because that's the second time in the last 5 minutes that they tried to take a face-off with 6 skaters.
It's not cheating if you don't get caught, right?
Well, the worst thing would be drop the puck and it's like, wait, you have too many. Well, you can sit that guy in the box for 2 minutes. That's better than the alternative. Right side, another shot, another swing and a miss there on a rebound one-timer opportunity on the left side. That was Ryan Devaney again, who probably saw stars in his eyes when he saw the empty net, the puck coming towards him. They got to make contact first. Kenny O'Malley with a shot save, loose in front. Everything going at that one point, and then the net came off.
Dan, I swear we're not picking on him. Do you know who had a chance at a wide open net for a backhand and then wound up slamming into the net and knocking it off its moorings instead? It was Ryan Devaney. I'm so sorry.
He's a freshman. He's looking for his first goal of his high school career. And he's had many golden opportunities, and the opportunities will continue to come. He's got a lot of hockey in front of him. But it's just not coming in this first period, at least not right now. Devin Morton on the right side. Skated up to the top of the right circle. His pass looking for Chamberlain was cut down. On the right side, Diodato. They've got that top line out there. Diodato will intercept. O'Malley looking maybe for a wraparound, but checks up. Goes to the left point. Foley will shoot off of a Blue Devil. Ends up hitting Lucas Rendup a little high. They'll try to skate it off. Pass trying to find Renda. Goes off a couple sticks, eventually finds Turner instead. He'll take a shot from outside the blue line. That's paddled away by Garcia. Now out to the left side. 60 seconds to go in the first period. Flipped up on the right side, Diodato. We'll dump it down ice, but we have delayed call back behind the play.
They're going to send Sean Foley to the box. He got tied up with Johnny Denning. Referee was right there to see it.
The first penalty against Leominster was against number 12. The first penalty against Hudson is against number 12. 52.2 to go in the first. Blue Devils will have their first power play of the contest. Blue Devils win the draw. Byington trying to turn around and shoot it, but just couldn't keep his skates. And Hudson clears it down the length of the ice. Cross-checking against Foley. Blue Devils will have the penalty play carry over unless tomfoolery happens. As Jacob Malloy tried to skate it up ice. Down the red line, dumped in by Rosado. Into the right wing corner, Nicholson getting there, battling with Nenardowicz. Pass comes out to the left point. Byington keeps it in, 10 seconds to go in the period. Now bad angle shot, Garcia makes the stop. Hudson will clear down the length of the ice, and that'll bring an end to the first period of action. 3-0-1 Hudson against 0-3 Leominster. Hudson definitely controlled the pace of play for large stretches of that first period. And although they outshoot the Blue Devils 15-8 in the first frame, they do not outscore the Blue Devils, as we are scoreless through 15 minutes of play.
You look at this game on paper, Dan, coming into it, you know, Hudson 20 goals for against just 7 against. Leominster's conceded 24 in their first 3 contests. You expect it would be a bit of a mismatch, and as you said, in terms of, you know, time of possession, I know that's not really a thing in hockey, but time of possession, shots on goal, just opportunities in the offensive zone, Hudson absolutely looks like the better team. But the biggest numbers that count are those zeros on the scoreboard. No goals for either side through the first 15 minutes.
Both teams have absolutely had their chances, but just not able to get the finishing. And that was a thing for Hudson. So many times they either overskated the puck, or they weren't able to settle it, or this or that. You know, this is a building they don't make too many trips to in their seasons. And playing out of the Rust, they play a lot of teams more in the southern part of Worcester County. And of course they play in Marlborough at the NESC. So they're probably not used to coming to Fitchburg playing on the ice, and maybe just not used to how some of the Hops go. I mean, just looking at their schedule, I'm trying to figure out when's the next time they would play a team here in this building this season, and I think the answer is tomorrow and then no.
Yeah, pretty much. You look at the road schedule for Hudson, it's they're playing either Lunenburg Air Shirley or Monty Tech Fitchburg tomorrow. They're at St. Paul, at Keefe Tech, at Gardner. Where does Gardner play?
at the veteran skating rink in Gardner.
Well, that makes sense.
Assabet plays at Naven in Marlborough. Northbridge plays at the NESC in Marlborough as well. Yes, that's a bit of a drive. There aren't really that many closer rinks. It's like you take what you can, and then the last 2 road games are against Agawam and Medway, which are not even in Central Mass.
So this is it for Hudson. This is their trip up for the season.
It's the only time that Hudson's going to be playing in Fitchburg today and tomorrow. That'll be it.
Now, I have a question, and we should have asked the coaches this. Do you think the Hawks are staying in town? They're not driving back to Hudson and then coming back tomorrow, right?
No.
They're at the hotel by BJ's on Route 12, right?
I mean, the thing is, if this was a 4 or 5 hour trip one way, then probably
I guess
Hudson's 40 minutes.
All right, that's fair.
I mean, that's just a New England mentality for you.
That's true.
Everything's so close.
It is. And hey, I'm going back to West Springfield after the second game tonight, so I don't have any leg to stand on, really.
But you probably would be staying close if you were able to call tomorrow's games.
That's a fair and accurate statement. That's true. We will step aside for the first intermission. Teams will take the breaks, and we will come on back. We've got 2 more periods to go in the first game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, we are scoreless after 1 period in the opening game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. The Blue Devils of Leominster playing host to the Hawks of Hudson here in Fitchburg. I'm John Gugerty, joined of course by Dan Bullock. Dan, there was some interesting problem solving occurring between periods.
Yes, so the last pass that the ice resurfacer made left a bit of snow in the center of the ice.
Just a little.
Just a little bit, enough that it's like if you just took a shovel out there and you just tried to drag it across, we'll be here all day.
It wouldn't have gone well.
So what they did was they asked Jacob Turner to come out on the ice, grab the net, and then they basically used the net as a makeshift shovel to push the ice off the area where it was at. Now, most of that snow is inside of Logan Wood's net for the second period, where it's not going to be that much of a bother to anyone.
We've had a very localized bit of flurries, that's all. It's just, it's about an inch piled up inside Leominster's goal, as happens. Now there's also a stripe of bare ice between the 2 face-off circles on the left side, which could come into play, but, we'll deal with it.
Things are what they are. Shots 15, 8 through 1 period to play in favor of Hudson, but they were not able to solve Logan Wood in the opening 15. Leominster will have a carryover power play of 1 minute and 8. As Sean Foley sitting in the box for a cross check. Double check to make sure the Zamboni doors are in good working condition. And sometimes the kick plate doesn't fully end up perpendicular to the ice, but they'll just manage and make do the best they can. And you've got the second period of play-by-play, John.
Hudson wins the faceoff, sends it in. They are shorthanded, so no icing. Chased down in the back corner there by Dylan Gaudreau. Gaudreau sends it back behind him to Byington. Comes back to Gaudreau. Leominster having a little bit of trouble clearing their own zone. Devin Morton applying the pressure. Blue Devils finally get it across. Byington gains the blue line. He takes a shot. That's blocked wide, goes off the netting, and we get a whistle.
Punched by Garcia up into the netting and out of play. I think it just went over the slightly low glass there. That needs to be low so that the doors over there can actually open.
Don't think the shot would have been on target, but Garcia not taking any chances. Just decided to whack that one away from him. Face off to his right is won by the Hawks. Kept in well at the point by Byington. Kept in again by him at the blue line. He takes a shot, but that's blocked by Ryan Devaney. And the puck goes up into the netting again. We get another stoppage. 14:22 to play here, period number 2. 31 seconds left on the man advantage for the Blue Devils. Face-off comes to the right side of Garcia. Along the near side boards, kept in again by Byington. He pokes it forward for Dylan Gaudreau. Gaudreau sends it forward for Denning. Denning can't handle. Sent back along the near side boards, kept in at the blue line by Byington. You take a shot every time you say that, you're dead. Shot save made by Garcia. 10 seconds left on the power play. Hudson will clear. We'll go back to even strength. 5-on-5, just over a minute gone here in period number 2. Skated out for the Blue Devils by Jacob Turner. He sends it in, handled there for Hudson by Nenardowicz. Blue Devil loses his stick. Leominster players tripping over one another to retrieve it. Centering pass goes off the back of the net. Chased down by Byington. He sends it forward. Shot deflected. Lucas Renda took a slap shot, but it didn't get through. Lewis sends it ahead for Diodato. Diodato's shot save made by Logan Wood. He had 15 of those in the first period. Laid offside, but Leominster clears. Hudson gains the blue line. Drop back for the Hawks for Souza. Leominster unable to clear. Down to the ice goes Jacob Malloy. Centering pass for Diodato. Shot didn't have the velocity he wanted on it, but the rebound goes wide. Loose in front of center. Picked up by Nenardowicz. His shot save made. Rebound score! Braden Diodato takes the juicy rebound and puts it in the back of the net. 2 minutes and 9 seconds into the second period. Hudson's broken through. 1-0 in favor of the Hawks.
Obviously had a lot of zone pressure there. And Wood able to make a save, tried to cover it up, couldn't get his glove cleanly on it. Hudson able to recycle, regroup, got another shot off. Wood was able to stop that one, but the rebound just a bit too juicy, and the 8th grader and Braden Diodato gets his 4th goal of the season. Just pounds that one home, and not much Wood could do about it after the rebound had gone that far out.
We called out the youth for Hudson at the start of the broadcast. It's the 8th grader from Toronto, Braden Diodato, who gets the first goal for the Hawks here in the opening round match of the Bushnoe tournament.
Timmy O'Malley and Owen Nenardowicz pick up the assists on that one. It's O'Malley's 8th assist of the campaign, and Nenardowicz's 3rd.
Devin Morton takes it behind the Leominster net, tried to get it out to the point. Picked up there by Lewis. He'll send it back for Morton. Goes all the way back behind the net. It'll be picked up by the assistant captain, Tom Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds Morton. Centering pass. Now Chamberlain again. Can't get the shot off. Swing and a miss by him. Leominster will clear. Lewis sends it back across the ice for Sean Foley. Hawks take a moment to catch their breath. Sent in off a Leominster player, so no icing. It'll be chased down by Tyler Woods. Hudson will change behind. Foley keeps it in at the blue line, but loses the handle. Isaac Rosado's got it. 3-on-2 for Leominster if they hurry. Rosado sends it in along the near side boards. Will be played there by Hudson back behind their net. Rosado gives chase, but it's picked up by Foley. He leaves it behind for Lewis. And it'll be skated out of the zone by the Hawks. This is Devin Morton. No, excuse me, that's O'Malley. Comes to the right side faceoff circle. Shot deflected. Goes up into the netting. 11:26 to play here in the second period. We'll get a face-off in the Leominster end.
One thing we talked about while we were off air in the break was if Hudson is able to get a goal early on in the second period, will Leominster be able to weather the storm that could potentially follow? Could it be a case where if it rains, it pours? And I mentioned in the first game of the season against Northbridge for Hudson, they only scored 1 goal against the Rams in the first 15 minutes. But in the second period, they found the back of the net 6 times.
Battle behind the Leominster net. Finds the stick of Johnny Denning. He's able to clear it out to Gaudreau. Gaudreau gains the blue line. Looks to pass. He'll leave it behind him for Renda. Renda turnaround shot save made by Garcia. Rebound comes to the left side corner. Grabbed there by O'Malley. He tries to hit Diodato. Diodato can't clear, but he maintains possession. Diodato around the far side boards looking for Souza. Kept in there by Jacob Turner for Leominster. He sends it back the other way. Hudson having a little trouble clearing. Still not able to get it out of their zone. Finally they do, and here they come. 4-on-2 for the Hawks. Comes back to O'Malley. He loses the handle, and it's cleared right back for the Blue Devils. Dylan Gaudreau looking to go end-to-end. Can't hold on to it. Grabbed at the blue line by O'Malley. He'll send it cross ice for Diodato. Diodato pokes it ahead. O'Malley's shot goes wide. Along the near side boards. Was going to fall to Turner, but Turner couldn't hold the edge. Now a chance for Hudson. Loose in front of the middle, swatted down by Byington. He'll skate it out. Loses the handle again at the red line. Neither team, Dan, able to maintain just the holding of the puck right now.
Yeah, we're saying in the first period, both teams really struggle a little bit in really controlling the puck and trying to get the passes and the shots that they really want.
Jacob Turner takes a moment to catch his breath as the Blue Devils change. He passed it right to Sean Foley, who sends it in and into the netting. We get a stoppage with 9:40 to play. Shots on goal 18-12 in favor of Hudson.
In this period, it would be 4-3 in favor of the Blue Devils, but the one goal is Hudson's.
Faceoff will come just outside the offensive zone of the Hawks. They win, send it all the way in, and that is no icing. Hudson has to tag up, and they do. Fired across the ice for Coltran. He couldn't handle it. Settled down by Garcia. Along the near side boards for Devaney. He gets it ahead to Morton. Morton wanted to find Devaney, but it was blocked by Turner. Kept in at the blue line. Back to the corner for Devaney, but it goes to Morton instead. Battled for and won by Rosado for Leominster, but it comes back out to the blue line. Shot save made by Wood. Now back along the near side for Tom Chamberlain. Centering pass. Not quite there for the Hawks. Foley can't get the shot off. Finally does. Save made by Wood. Chamberlain gets it back to Nenardowicz, but he can't handle it. And it'll go all the way down the other end. 8:40 to play here, second period, and we get icing.
Puck just barely made its way to the goal line, and it's no-touch icing in effect in NFHS rules. Obviously, Hudson had the positioning.
Blue Devils will get a chance to change personnel, but they do have to defend a face-off in their own zone. Controlled by the Hawks. Comes to the blue line. Foley's shot is blocked. Back behind the net, I believe that's Gavin Stone fighting for it for the Hawks. Caden Byington comes out with it for Leominster. Byington being menaced by Stone, trying to skate through basically the entire city of Hudson. Can't get there. Johnny Denning can't handle it. It goes into the Leominster bench, and we'll get another face-off.
Wanted to shoot that towards goal, just ended up shooting it hard enough it ricocheted off of the Hudson defender and straight into the Leominster bench. The face-off will come in the Hudson zone. Looks like the player with the pad that's really obscuring his numbers, Cam McGuire.
Shot off the face-off, covered up well by Garcia. That is McGuire. Face-off comes to Garcia's left. Controlled by the Hawks, sent along the near side board, kept in at the blue line by Byington. Take another shot.
You know what? It's both of them. Both Stone and McGuire have their jerseys obscured that way.
Monsters, all of them. Puck battled for at the blue line. Control gained by Leominster. This is Lucas Renda. He can't handle. Johnny Denning can't get the shot off. It falls to Sean Foley. Foley comes behind his net. Dangerous cross-ice pass. Shot from the blue line. Save made by Garcia. Really dangerous rebound. Good job by Foley just to get rid of that one. Now a chance for the Hawks. Massey sends it in. Chased down by Stone. But it's grabbed by Jacob Nicholson of the Blue Devils. They'll battle in the far right corner. 7:15 to play here, second period. Hudson leads 1-0. Shot is blocked by Byington. Now a chance for Leominster. Isaac Rosado, he's got Byington with him. Tries to pass. Great defensive work there by Luke Lewis. Tremendous job, 2-on-1. Rosado slams his stick to the ice in frustration. Dan, I think that was Leominster's best chance of the night.
They had the odd man rush going and had an opportunity, but just couldn't get a shot away because of Lewis's strong positioning.
Turner tries to take on the Hawks 1-on-4. That goes about as well as you would expect. Now a chance on the breakaway for Souza. 1-on-1 with the goaltender. Goes to the backhand. Save made by Wood. Souza didn't get the shot off that he wants. Now it's loose in front of the net. Comes to Rosado, and he'll just get rid of it. 6.5 minutes to go here, second period. Hudson will slowly amble in the direction of that puck, and we get a whistle for icing.
Of course, Sousa, the most dangerous scorer for Hudson with 6 goals from 4 games coming in today, gets that opportunity, gets the breakaway, tries to wait out Wood, but Wood's able to actually get to that near side post, cover up that opportunity, and really Sousa wasn't able to get a good shot away.
That's tremendous work by the senior goaltender Logan Wood. Face off to his right is won by the Hawks. Centering pass is blocked. Comes to Sousa, his shot goes wide. Pursued along the near side boards. Lewis will send it behind the net for Diodato. Diodato has the lone goal of the night. That came earlier in the second period on a rebound. Centering pass by him is picked up by Turner, who loses the handle. Logan Wood goes splaying after it, and he covers up. We'll get a face-off.
See Wood with the all-black pads and how spry he is. You see how quickly he's able to get down to the ice, cover down the low side, how he's able to quickly get to the ice, get back up. Very flexible goalkeeper. Very experienced as well. Was rostered as an 8th grader on this Leominster side. Has been playing since he was a freshman.
Now, is that a stylistic or a strategic choice to go with the black pads? It's got to make it harder for the referees to see the puck, right?
In a sense, but if it makes it harder for them to see the puck and they can't see the puck, they're supposed to blow the whistle.
Exactly. Shot goes off the pad of Garcia. He'll cover it up.
And there are some goaltending coaches who have a philosophy in which you shouldn't wear black pads, you should wear pure white pads, because if a skater's coming into the zone and they're not really looking very hard at the net, they'll just try to shoot into white because they think that's net. That's another bit of logic there, but sometimes, and that means other players, they have trouble finding it when it's in darkly colored pads like Woods are. So there's a couple of different competing philosophies about that. I personally am a fan of colored pads.
Jacob Nicholson tries to clear the zone. Kept in there, but finally steered away by Denning. Hudson pokes it right back in. Wood will watch that go safely to his right. Sent back behind the net for Max Crossman. He's got a couple Hawks fluttering around him. Half of both teams battling for the puck on the far side boards. I think it's next to Crossman's left skate. Finally comes out into the far corner. Leominster really struggling just to clear their line. They finally do, but it's sent right back in by Owen Nenardowicz. Comes all the way around the ice. Johnny Denning will play it there for Leominster. He gets it to Crossman. Crossman can't clear the zone, however. Hudson still with it in the offensive end. Nenardowicz pursues along the near side boards, pokes it forward for Chamberlain. Picked up instead by Devaney. His shot goes to the left of Wood, back behind the net. It'll be chased down by Morton. Morton for Chamberlain, centering pass for Devaney, goes off his stick. Shot by Nenardowicz goes wide. And then Wood dives on the puck as it comes off the backboards behind him.
Nenardowicz slams his stick in frustration too as he comes back to the bench. Really not happy with how that all shook about. Wood just takes a moment to gather himself as he gets back up with 4:18 to go in the second and a 1-0 lead for Hudson.
Leominster, Dan, has done really well even after conceding that opening goal. We were worried that maybe it would turn into a blowout where Hudson just breaks through and that's the dam bursting. But Leominster has stood tall. They still trail 1-0 with 4 minutes to play here in the second.
That was the concern, that they're bending but not breaking. You were concerned that once they give up that first goal and that's when they would break. But no, they have not quite broken yet. Maybe they're splintering a little bit, but they're still standing strong and they're keeping this a close game. Even the shots aren't that lopsided. 20-15 in favor of Hudson. In this period, Leominster is out shooting the Hawks by a margin of 7-5.
Jacob Turner has it behind his net. He's menaced by Braylon Massey. Turner will skate it out, and here come the Blue Devils. Turner's got skaters either side. He wants to keep it himself. Great defensive work there by Luke Lewis to steer him away from the puck. Lewis now has an opportunity to answer. He's going 1-on-3. He doesn't have the support, but he does have speed. Shot save made by Wood. Comes to the right side for Isaac Rosado. He's unable to clear the zone. Timmy O'Malley fighting for it for the Hawks on the far side boards. Rosado not able to get it away, just barely kept in by Foley. Comes to the near side corner as we go under 3 minutes to play here in the second. O'Malley back behind the net. Centering pass for Diodato. Save made by Wood. Rebound unable to be capitalized upon by Foley. Diodato keeps it in. Jordan Sousa centering pass. Wood sends it back behind the net. Puck got caught up on the boards for a moment. Centering pass for Diodato. Shot save made by Wood. Rebound, score! Jordan Sousa puts it away. Almost a carbon copy, Dan, of the first goal for Hudson. And it is now 2-0 in favor of the Hawks.
So 10 minutes and 15 seconds after the first goal to get that second one. Sousa able to put it away. I know at one point Wood did knock that puck down. It was going slowly towards him, and I think if he hadn't gotten a touch on that one, it may not have gotten to Sousa in the end on what was Diodato's original attempt there. But it just left it there for Sousa to jump on top. And he's got his 7th of the season.
Timmy O'Malley and Braden Diodato credited with assists on that one. Dan, on the first Hudson goal, it was Diodato putting away a rebound. This time it was Diodato who took the initial shot, and Sousa was Jordan on the spot. He gets the rebound, makes it 2-0.
It's his 7th goal of the campaign for the sophomore wearing number 5.
Diodato sends it back to O'Malley. O'Malley back to Chamberlain, but he's dispossessed by Byington. Byington skates it away. Diodato sends it right back in. Sousa's got to tag up, and he does. Beats one man. Bad angle shot, but it's in the back of the net. Just like that, Jordan Sousa gets his 2nd of the period. And here come those floodgates, Dan. It is now 3-0 in favor of the Hawks.
38 seconds between goals. And Sousa, just strong skating, tags up, regains the puck, makes that bad angle shot. And it's always difficult to try to guard those corners, especially stick side, because you've got to get your shoulder up there. And Wood is not quite tall enough that he can have his legs on the ice and then completely seal off that corner. Not very many goalies are.
Sousa was able to take advantage of that, just flicked it over the right shoulder of the goaltender Wood. Makes it 3-0. Now 1:40 to play here. Shot by Lewis is saved by Wood. Goes all the way down the other end of the ice. Sam Ryder will chase it down for Hudson.
Think they gave an assist on that one to Donardowicz, but I'm not 100% sure.
Devaney's cross-ice pass finds Patrick Dale of the Blue Devils instead. Johnny Denning will send it in for Leominster. 1:20 to play here in the second period. Poked back in by Tyler Woods. Leominster had to tag up, however, gives Hudson a chance to skate it back out. Luke Lewis takes a shot, goes wide to the left. Bounces off the glass and into the far right corner. 1 minute left to play here in period number 2. Hudson leads 3-0 on the strength of 3 goals for them. 2 of them coming in quick succession just a minute or 2 ago. Now a chance for the Hawks to add on. Centering pass deflected, goes up over the net. Cleared out by Leominster. Comes to Owen Donardowicz, 35 seconds. Still a chance for Hudson to set up a play if they want it. Devin Morton finds O'Malley. O'Malley centering pass, wide open net. Tom Chamberlain put the moves on Logan Wood. He made that one look easy. Number 4 for Hudson gets the 4th goal of the second period.
I was saying they were splintering but still holding firm with a few minutes to go in the period, but now 3 goals in the span of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And Chamberlain there just able to wait out Wood. Not a whole lot you can really do with all that. And now the floodgates have truly broken through.
Fake one way, go to the backhand. Wood had fully committed. All Chamberlain had to do was put it away. Leominster now might just want to skate out the last remaining 10 seconds, but they lose the handle. Shot is blocked by Byington. He'll hang on to it. And Leominster will indeed manage to kill off the last 10 seconds of what for them was a disastrous second period. 4 goals for Hudson. The Hawks take a commanding lead into the locker rooms. Dan, we were really impressed with the way Leominster was able to stand tall even after conceding that first goal until just the last few minutes of that second period.
They were standing as tall as they could, trying to stick with this Hudson team, who's obviously had quite a strong season, coming in 3-0-1 and plus 13 goal differential from 4 games compared to Leominster's minus 20 and an 0-3 record. And they played a good first 27 minutes, I will say, but the last 3 minutes just absolutely disastrous. Just have not been able to keep up with Hudson's pace in the last few minutes. You know, maybe as the teams get fatigued, Leominster really has to. They have a shorter bench, only 18 skaters at their disposal, and they're not giving. And in high school hockey, not every team has the luxury to roll those 3 or 4 lines with equal playing time. And so some of those guys, like your Jacob Turners, like your Caden Byingtons, will take more shifts than the average player, and they get worn down a little bit as the period goes on. They're not able to keep up with the pace. Hudson probably has a little more depth at their disposal, and they're a little fresher, and ultimately they're able to find 3 goals in the span of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And they lead 4-0 at the second break.
And really, Dan, you have to give credit to Hudson. You know, we've talked about how Leominster had been doing a good job standing tall, but credit as well to Hudson for keeping their foot on the gas. They knew that they were the stronger team. They knew that they had been controlling the possession, but at the same time, it can be frustrating when you're getting shot after shot after shot, and it feels like you're shooting against a brick wall. You've got to give credit to Hudson for continuing to press the advantage, continuing to take those shots. They knew that if they kept doing it, they were going to break through, and they did just that.
They absolutely did. They outshot, for most of that period, Leominster was outshooting Hudson, but at the end, 12-8 were the shots in the second frame, and 4 of them find the back of the net. 4 different goal scorers as well. Braden Diodato, Jordan Souza, twice. Okay, 3 different goal scorers.
Diodato had the first, Souza the second and third, and then Tom Chamberlain put the 4th one away.
My handwriting gets messy sometimes. But Hudson played the period they won, at least especially in the last few minutes, and now they've got a 4-goal advantage through 2 periods.
Meanwhile, for Leominster, they're in the locker room saying, hey, we conceded 4 goals in a period. It's not what you want, but let's go score 4. Game's not over yet. We will take the rest of the break with the players and come on back for the 3rd period. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, 4-0 is the score as the Hawks of Hudson have pulled away from the Leominster Blue Devils in the opening game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined of course by Dan Bullock, but Dan, there is still 15 minutes to play. There's every chance that Leominster gets back into this, is what I am contractually obligated to say so that people keep watching.
Yep. Leominster has been hanging with Hudson for much of this game, but the challenge came in the last few minutes where really Hudson just got chance after chance after chance. Some good shots, some good play, and Hudson able to take a 4-0 lead. Of note, it looks like Damian Pume is actually set to take the cage for the 3rd period for Hudson. This would be the high school debut for Pume. He is a freshman from Hudson High School.
Chance for Mike Nenardowicz to give his starting goaltender, Brandon Garcia, the rest of the night off. After all, they will turn around and come back tomorrow. Not too many back-to-backs on the hockey schedule.
Yeah, most back-to-backs end up being created by snow and postponements. But when you initially schedule teams to play throughout the season, you tend to try to avoid the back-to-backs. Neither team has a back-to-back schedule this season, but of course, when we get into the snow time, and then oftentimes you'll try to play games during the winter break, because that's the last week of the season, the last chance to actually get games in. That oftentimes ends up being a day where rinks are a little more free because, the players aren't in school. You can do those 10 a.m. games. They actually did do a couple of early games back on the 23rd on Monday because I guess a lot of schools felt it wasn't really worth bringing the kids in for one day when you had Christmas Eve and Christmas Day following up.
Yeah, no, that's, I think if I was a high school student and my school brought me in for class on Monday, December 23rd, there would have been, people would have been mad. People would have been mad.
Our door on the right side is having issues again, so. It looks like they've got that just about cleared up.
It's been a difficult evening for the ice surfacing here at the Civic Center.
And Noah Nenardowicz is now using his stick to try to scrape off some of that extra snow there at the end. I'll admit the Hudson side has had to do a little more ice work than I think they were anticipating tonight.
Well, you know.
It's like everybody knows what the deal is with ice hockey and stuff.
When you're going to someone's house, it's always nice to, you know, bring a drink, you know, maybe bring a nice, you know, quiche or something. But in this case, Hudson's just, they're ready to work. Put us to work. Tell us what to do. I'm going to have folks over at my house tomorrow play some board games. You know what they're going to do if they show up too early? They're going to effing work, because I got to clean my kitchen.
So Hudson in the road red uniforms will go right to left in this third period of action. Leominster in the home whites go left to right. As we noted, 2 periods from Brandon Garcia. He stopped all 15 shots that he faced. And Damian Pume will have a shot in goal for the Hawks as they lead 4-0 as we start this third period. Logan Wood settles that down as it goes to the left side. It's the half boards and now skated up ice. Here's Lucas Renda into the zone on a 2-on-1. And Pume quickly tested save and he falls on his rear end as he tries to scramble back for the rebound.
It's got to be absolutely terrifying for the goaltender. You know, you've had the entire intermission to know that you're going in, and you're thinking, okay, let's just settle in, right? We're up by 4. Our team's dominating. I'm going to be here. They're going to control. I'm going to watch the game take place way the heck down the other end of the ice. Nope. 20 seconds in, Leominster's got a 2-on-1. Let's go, Damian. Make the save. And he did. He made the save.
Bit of a wake-up call there. Tom Chamberlain got a shot on Wood that he gloves down for his 24th save of the contest. As we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Leominster does not have the luxury of another goaltender. Wood is the man. In the left wing corner, as Jameson Coltrane wasn't able to get a clean shot away. So it goes in the right wing corner now. Picked up by Sean Foley, passing the ice, Timmy O'Malley. Right side tries to find O'Malley again, can't settle on his stick, and now he falls down. And fell down in an awkward manner, and they stop play immediately. They don't really want to risk anything there. That may have also come off a little bit too.
I think Logan Wood had a hand or a shoulder involved in O'Malley falling to the ice. I believe Hudson's taken, no, they're just going to draw the face-off outside the Leominster zone.
And get an extra player off the ice as well. So they had 6 skaters that time. Hops over a stick on the far side, then around the boards. Souza trying to get there for Hudson. He's got 2 goals in this contest. Timmy O'Malley's got, I believe, 3 assists. There's a shot from the right side. Not a lot of wood on that from Deodato. Up ice on the left side. Shot punched away by Pume off the stick of Jameson Coltrane. The near side, Souza. Just skate it up ice and dump it in. Wood gets a bit of a touch on that. Deodato on the right side. Can't keep it in the zone. Come back out to O'Malley, waits for everyone to tag up, puts it on the right side, looks for Deodato, finds Byington instead. Byington will drop it around the boards. Coltrane, is it going to make a touch on as it didn't get to him? Malloy instead got the touch. On the right side, boards. Coltrane out to the center of the ice for Dylan Gaudreau. Gaudreau into the zone, loses his footing, thanks to some assistance by a Hudson Hawk. And that will result in a power play.
I think they're going to get Luke Lewis for the trip there.
It's 15 on 15 on the trip there We had no penalties in the second period, but we'll have our first penalty of the third and our third penalty of the game with 12:47 to go in the third and a 4-0 lead for the Hawks. Get the penalty on the board. Lucas Renda wins the draw. His drop pass not strong enough for Chamberlain. Turner misread it a little bit. Chamberlain gets a shot off, stick down by Wood. He'll just leave it for Turner to play on. Now bad pass there. And Wood able to make the stop there on O'Malley. Turner back the other way. It's it for Denning. Down the left side. And a shot bounces around, gets all the way to Pume. He's able to stop it, and Hudson clears.
Good work there by Damian Pume. That shot through traffic. He was able to follow it, knock it down, get rid of it.
Then Wood tried to leave it there on the far side boards, but Souza was the first to arrive to it. Had to stop the shot from Souza. Now O'Malley's got it back again on a 2-on-1. Finds Souza for the one-timer. That doesn't go. Still 60 seconds to go on this power play for Leominster. Hasn't felt like they're on the power play. So they're just having trouble really regaining the zone.
Blue Devils had more possession in the offensive zone when this was even strength.
Dumped back down again by Hudson. You can see the LAS players ready for the next game. Because of the Zamboni issues, this game has run a little long. So they're ready for a 6:30 start to warm-ups.
Are the ice shavers here at the Wallace Civic Center actually by the Zamboni brand?
They are. They are Zamboni ice resurfacers. There's a shot and a goal! Jacob Turner, with his third of the season, snipes it over the shoulder of Pume, breaks up the Hudson shutout, and the Blue Devils are on the board.
Tremendous work by Jacob Turner in transition, gains the blue line, and he rifles one over Pume's shoulder.
We've mentioned that Turner is a defenseman by trade, but a 200-foot player. And Chamberlain tries to answer back in 8 seconds, but puts it just wide of the cage. Here is Morton into the slot, a backhand chance, goes wide. It'll be Turner all by himself, getting his third goal of the season. He continues to factor into 100% of Leominster's goals. It's put all the way across, but nobody in red to try to get a touch on it. Max Crossman in the right wing corner, battling with Ryan Devaney. Now to Chamberlain, he can't keep it settled. Dylan Gaudreau getting in the way. On the far side, in front of the Leominster bench, Hudson will retake. Chamberlain shoots, gloved by Wood. He'll hold for a draw. 10-12 to go in the third. 4-1, Hudson in front. Remember, this is the first of 2 games we're bringing you today here on FATV. Afterwards, we'll have Lunenburg Air Shirley taking on Monty Tech Fitchburg. Draw was controlled by Leominster, but the dump out pass taken by Hudson instead around the boards to the right side for Caden Byington. Pass up for Lucas Renda. Renda pushes into the zone. Past Damian Pume. And wide of the cage behind the net. And now it comes out to the left side. Timmy O'Malley skating it up again. Tries to find Braden Diodato. Pass taken by Sean Foley on the left side. Round the boards to the right. Byington battling with Souza. Picked up by the Blue Devils. Try to get it out of the zone. They'll just send it down the ice. It was deflected on the way. It will not go for icing. Owen Arnardowicz first to arrive. Diodato flicks it out of the zone. Misplayed a little bit by Tyler Woods. Souza nearly had a breakaway, but good stick work by Woods to break up that chance. Now Diodato with another steal. The left side tries to put it across. Split 2 Hudson Hawks. And nobody there to get their stick on as it's dumped down the ice again. They will call the icing. 9:04 to go in the third. 4-1 Hudson in front. A couple of these Hudson Hawks are football players, one of them being Owen and Ardwich, another Toby Eady. And they were both on the state championship Hudson team that won the Division VI Super Bowl earlier this month. And about a week later, they're back on the ice.
Never stops.
Always the thing when you're a multi-sport athlete, especially playing in a championship game, because the next season's starting pretty much immediately for you. You know, Hudson, we mentioned Tohoto is part of this co-op, and Tohoto also co-ops with West Boylston in football, who also were state champions in Division VIII. I did look up and down the rosters. No players on this team were on the West Boylston football champion team. They definitely have multi-sport athletes there in that program, just none of them play ice hockey, at least not for this particular side. Here's Jacob Malloy trying to get a pass off as he loses his footing off the boards. Players just not taking the most ideal paths to the puck. And a 2-on-2 developing. But one will change off, and the other one will just pass it into the midst of the 4 Blue Devils back there. Here is Owen and Ardwich. Takes the shot, rifles it wide. So all the way down the ice, Sam Ryder, one of 2 8th graders on this side for Hudson. Braden Diodato, the other one. Drop pass, Souza looking for that hat trick, gets the shot, stopped by Wood, another chance. That doesn't go either. And Leominster comes back with a 3-on-2. As it's thrown towards goal by Arenda and blockered away by Pume. Past the halfway point in this third period, 4-1 Hudson. Here is Morton trying to center, maybe wanted Chamberlain, maybe wanted Souza, wanted a little of both and got neither. Round the boards to the left side. Morton again with a touch on for Souza. On the right side into the slot, found Renda instead. He's wearing the other color. Now up ice on a 2-on-2. They're going to say offsides. They'll say Denning was just a little early over the line. Beat the puck, carried by Byington in.
About 2/3 the width of his body. Johnny Denning was just a little bit ahead of Caden Byington there. Thought for a second the officials were going to let it go, but nope, referee blows the whistle, and we get a face-off just outside the Hudson end.
2 referees used in Massachusetts high school ice hockey during the regular season. Both have to play the linesman role as well. Jimmy O'Malley on the right side, 2 Blue Devils on him. Behind the net. And now on to the right side. Blue Devils have it and try to backhand it out of the zone. Dropped off at the red line, good moves there. Left side shot punched away by Pume. To the near side. And here is Mason Bastine. Getting the moves up, and now right side shot goes wide. Round the boards to the right wing corner. Diodato holds on one to center into the slot. Now to that right point, and a shot is blocked. Nicholson got in the way of it for Leominster. Behind the net. He'll come around the boards to the right side, and Ardwich holding, shooting, saved by Wood. Shots 33-20 in favor of Hudson, 4-1 the Hawks in front. Turner's got the goal for the Blue Devils, trying to make some moves. Sean Foley will have none of that. Senior defenseman gains the zone on the right side. To the dot, shot deflects into the netting and out of play.
Max Crossman was there, got his stick in front of that.
Winner of this game will play in the championship of the Bushnoe Memorial Tournament tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Loser of this game will play at 2 o'clock.
And again, we'll have coverage of both of those games here on FATV. Dan, you'll have the call.
I will indeed. We discussed earlier that you have pre-existing commitments.
I do.
Board game night's always fun. I haven't had a board game night in forever.
I would invite you, but, you know.
I'm a distance away.
That, and also you have pre-existing commitments.
I do. Maybe once hockey season's over, invite me and I'll make the drive. But I guess it's got to be on one of those nights where I don't have stuff to do Sunday morning. We'll figure it out.
We will.
Here's Caden Byington with a shot high riser. Misses to the left side. Jameson Coltrane loses his skates as he tries to get to that puck, and it comes out of the zone, back into the Hudson end. 4:50 to go in the third. Hawks leading by 3 goals. There's no doubt, based on the score lines, this has been the best that Leominster's played all season long. But they've actually been in this game for much of the contest, just that 3-goal stretch in 2 minutes and 11 seconds really doing them in. On the right side, there's a chance in front. Couldn't get the shot away. Wood still scrambling on the right side, and he's able to make that stop. Wood never really got his footing back. Was still scrambling a little bit, but was in the right place at the right time. Byington can't get the shot away as Diodato gets tangled up with him. Now some moves here on the right side. Shot kicked away. Lewis had the chance.
Dan, this could easily be 6, 7, or even 8 goals for Hudson, if not for Logan Wood having a really good night in goal for Leominster.
Wood has played very solidly. 31 saves for the senior netminder. Whipped on goal by Arenda over the net. Look for a wraparound chance. Can't complete it. It was Denning looking for his 2nd goal of the season. Tom Chamberlain on the near side. He'll skate up, gains the red, gains the blue, takes the shot, goes high. Wood gets a piece of it. Now on the far side. Hudson will go D-to-D with 3:15 to go in the contest. They lead by 3 goals. Trying to protect the lead. As trying to throw it towards the slot was Dylan Gaudreau. Renda was there, but a Hawk was there first to cut him off. Foley drops off for O'Malley. The right side, shot stopped by Wood. Rebound loose to the right side. Hudson picks it up at the right point. Now to Nenardowicz. His shot, shanked it a bit. Keeps a hold of it, has it poked off his stick. Denning battling with him, just trying to retake control. Nenardowicz holding up strong, the senior captain for the Hawks. Drops off, looked for Souza, shot was blocked. Now back in the slot again. O'Malley turns around, shoots, but another block. Leominster has done so well at getting in the way of Hudson's shots. They have so many blocked shots tonight. I would say Hudson has probably, no exaggeration, attempted at least 60 shots in this contest.
I would believe you.
35 have made their way to Wood, 4 have found their way in. Here's Souza trying to go and see if he could bank it off O'Malley, missed the mark. Leominster trying this self-pass dump in from Jacob Malloy. Hudson has to get close enough to the puck that it waves the icing. Now the pinch there, a 3-on-1 the other way for Hudson. O'Malley to the left side, there's a shot, it ricochets in! And Nenardowicz gets the finish for the Hawks to restore the 4-goal lead that they started this period with.
Three-on-one. There was basically nothing Logan Wood could do about it. Expertly run by Hudson. The drop-back pass, fake the shot, leave it back for Nenardowicz, and he's able to put the biscuit in the basket. Timmy O'Malley and Jordan Sousa with the assists for the Hawks.
We'll double check the box score after this game, but I think it's a 4-assist night for Timmy O'Malley. He's just been in the thick of it all night long for the Hawks, creating opportunities. Well, 1:20 left. 5-1, Hudson in front. Sam Ryder will go and retrieve. One of the interesting things we didn't note, we mentioned there are 5 Toronto players on this team for Hudson, and 3 of the 5 were in the starting lineup. Actually, 4 of the 5 were in the starting lineup. Sam Ryder, the 8th grade defenseman who's on the ice now, is the only one who wasn't. It was a shot from a bad angle that's stopped by Pume off the stick of Jameson Bray. Bray gets control of it on the right side. They regain the zone. Jacob to Rigney. The shot, save, rebound, and then great save by Pume.
It was a very dangerous rebound. Pume did well to cover up the rebound, but he can't stop that one. Shot by Tyler Woods finds the back of the net, makes it 5-2.
A lot of personnel on the ice in the last minute that we haven't really seen throughout this contest for Leominster, but they're able to manufacture a goal with all the pressure, and Tyler Woods gets his first goal of the season. Didn't have a goal last year, so it's his first goal in quite a while, if possibly the first career goal for him. They got a new puck for him, so. James Dubinsky picks up the assist. He's a sophomore. That's his first point as well, as there's a chance in front by Mason Bestine. Wood shutting that down. Chances all throughout the 45 minutes of hockey. A lot of interesting moments in this one. One final shot thrown on goal from 110 feet, stopped by Pume, and that brings an end to the first game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. The Hudson Hawks take it by a score of 5-2.
Dan, I think it's fair to say Hudson looked the superior team for all 45 minutes. Through the first 15 and change, they were level. Leominster was able to deny them, but they broke through in the second period. 4 goals to really put this one away. Credit to Leominster, though. They were able to come back, score a couple in the third period, keep it a close contest. This Blue Devil program is one that has a lot of road to go and a lot of room above them to climb, so to speak. But they're starting to climb, and you can see little improvements from game to game, which is what you want to see here early in the season for Leominster.
Indeed, they were able to stick with Hudson for quite a while. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to that 3-goal stretch in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, where Hudson turned a 1-0 lead into a 4-0 lead. But other than that, though, they were bending, they weren't quite breaking, and able to get a couple of goals in the third period. It's going to be good for Leominster to really help with their confidence. And talking with Coach Frank Mooney before the game, he mentioned, the confidence levels and the attitudes are where they need to be. And I imagine this Leominster side still probably playing with some smiles on their faces through the final 15 minutes, and probably very happy to get a couple of goals to come away with at least a couple to show for it in what was a 5-2 loss for them. But still, after losing their first game 9-1, 7-3, and 8-0, I think a 5-2 loss, comparatively, not a bad performance, all things considered. At the end of the day, too, nice little picture opportunity there. Sean Foley and Owen Anardowicz taking a picture with Logan Wood. That was really nice to see.
It was.
The camaraderie between the two sides.
It's progress for Leominster. They'll have a chance to build on it tomorrow in the third place game. Hudson, of course, will advance to the championship game. They will look to win the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament here tomorrow on FATV. We want to thank Travis Falk for running the camera and doing audio for us here today. Thanks, as always, to Travis for everything he does here on FATV. And for Dan Bullock, I'm John Gugerty. Thank you so much for watching the first game of the Bushnoe Tournament. And hey, if you're watching us live, stick around for the second. It's coming up next here on FATV.